Welcome to Alter Ego Comics TV. I am Mark. It is the day after New Comic Book Day, but we didn't get all of our shipment when we were supposed to. So today is the first day that we have all of our new releases out. So let's talk about this week's best comics. My pick of the week is West Coast Avengers #1, written by Kelly Thompson, artwork by Stefano Caselli. Kelly Thompson, as you may recall, wrote the most recent Hawkeye series, and her Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, is the team leader of this new West Coast Avengers team. The other Hawkeye is also here, along with some other people, Quentin Quire of X-Men fame, Gwenpool of Gwenpool fame, and America Chavez of Young Avengers fame. And they're fighting land sharks, which are just sharks that have grown legs and walk on the land, among other things. But this book is far and away the best thing that came out this week. If you're a fan of Thompson's witty dialogue in the previous Hawkeye series, or her Nancy Drew series, which is being published now, or Mr. and Mrs. X with Rogue and Gambit, also published by Marvel, you do not want to miss this one. West Coast Avengers was a lot of fun, and I am partial to the West Coast Avengers because I grew up with the original West Coast Avengers, the OGs, the OWCAs back in the 80s, where Clint Barton, the other Hawkeye, was the leader of the team, that featured Iron Man and Wonder Man and Tigra. Oh, by the way, Tigra's in this issue, and she's 200 feet tall. That should be enough. That should be all that you need to know to pick up West Coast Avengers. Also, excellent this week, Action Comics number 1002. That's a lot of comics. 1002 Action Comics. Brian Michael Bendis and Patrick Gleason on the artwork. So this is excellent. Bendis is, I think, is hitting his stride, specifically with the #2 issues. So Superman #2 and Action Comics 1002, he's getting there. He's hitting his stride with the Man of Steel. And there's a lot that happens in this. I should say that Action Comics takes place in Metropolis primarily, whereas Superman is more the giant, big outside of Metropolis. This is more like a street level Clark Kent story, but Superman's in it, and Superman is more just about Superman. So I do have to give a lot of props to Patrick Gleason on the artwork here, because his art style is evolving, and Gleason's always been a really good artist, but there are pages in here where he's drawing where it looks a little bit like Chris Bacalo. Just really, really good. I was blown away by the artwork. I want to read the next issue right away, which is the sign of a good comic book. Also, the third item that I will mention this week is around here somewhere, perhaps. Maybe we're sold out of it. No, we're not. Old Man Hawkeye, #8. This is Ethan Sachs writing and Marco Cicchetto drawing. This series is excellent, folks. If you're a fan of Marvel Comics characters, this is a must-read, and it was great to read West Coast Avengers with Kate and Clint, and then read Old Man Hawkeye with Kate and Clint, although in the future, where everything has gone horribly wrong, West Coast Avengers is much lighter in tone than Old Man Hawkeye. But I am loving this book. I think it will have a great place beside the original Old Man Logan story by Mark Miller. And we're 8 issues in of a 12-issue series. If you haven't gotten into it yet, it's still not too late, because the first graphic novel came out. They're going to publish them as 2 6-issue graphic novels to begin with, and then I'm sure we'll see the inevitable 12-issue graphic novels. So you can pick up Volume 1 and then jump into the single issues, or just pick up Volume 1 and wait for Volume 2, because it's just a fun, awesome, Marvel history-filled, jam-packed story. Super cool.
Yes, Jeff, it is Hawkeye, for sure.
Yes, Jeff. Now get back to work. All right, now Alex is here with his pick of the week. Alex?
So, going on pattern with the graphic novels, I chose Lockjaw Volume 1. Who's a good boy? He's a good puppy. He travels through dimensions, is following Lockjaw, and very famous superhero named D-Man. D stands for Dog Man, stands for Dummy, stands for a whole bunch of things. Each issue was what D-Man stood for.
What a D-man.
What a D-Man indeed. Indeed. With an extra emphasis on the D there. Yeah, that's a good one. But, I mean, giant puppy, traveling through dimensions and stuff. There is a glimpse of the Fantastic Four. Hey, that's right there, actually. Boom, popped in. Where are they? We still don't know. We'll find out soon. But yeah, if you love dogs, giant dogs, traveling through dimensions, and all of his siblings, this is a great choice. One other thing I like this week that I haven't got a chance to read yet because it just came out, Yellow Submarine by the Beatles. It just looks very trippy, and it's... If you're a fan of the Beatles, you'll be like this. You'll be like this.
Yes,
You'll be tripling like this.
So
Cool,
is
very
this a
cool.
graphic novel adaptation of...
Tell
us what it is.
Join the Fab Four and take a trip to Pepperland with John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Boo, Ringo! As they battle to free the land free the land from the evil rule of music-hating Chief Blue Meanie and his army of snapping Turtle Turks, Apple Bonkers, and the Flying Glove.
How much is that?
This one is $29.99.
And this is drawn by Bill Morrison, who has done a ton of work over at Bongo Comics with The Simpsons. Super cool, especially if you're Beatles fans. And it was Jeff that asked that question, right? Okay.
Very cool. One quick pick also, something that just came out today, Thursday, is the sequel to the very famous Kill Dr. Lucky, Island of Dr. Lucky. I haven't got to play it yet. It's still sealed. I plan on picking my copy up later on today. And hopefully tomorrow, with Open Gaming from 5 to 8 p.m. here at Alter Ego Comics, you can play it at our Open Gaming. That's, again, this Friday, 5 to 8 p.m. Come out and play some games. We'll have Island of Dr. Lucky. I'll bring Kill Dr. Lucky if you want to play that also, plus all of our extras that we have here as well.
Oh, talk for a minute. I have to grab some.
I will talk for a minute about Island of Dr. Lucky. It's pretty. Whole bunch of extra fun little locations. Let's see. We have cliffs of social anxiety. That's fun. Murder Glen and the Old Mill. So that's a fun bunch of locations there.
Okay, thank you, Alex.
No problem.
And now, an item that I neglected to mention. Bam! Planet of the Apes Visionaries. This is an adaptation of Rod Serling's, yes, Twilight Zone's Rod Serling's, original screenplay for the Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes film. They're using the 1966 original makeup tests and concept art as a jumping off point for the artwork in the book, and they're adapting the Rod Serling screenplay, which has never been visually adapted before. So this is all kinds of awesome. It's written by Dana Gould, comedian Dana Gould, who is a huge Planet of the Apes fan. He might be a bigger Apes fan than I am, and I love me some Planet of the Apes. So this is super cool. You can tell by the cover, things are a little bit different here. You got the ape with the fedora and smoking a pipe. So it's a little more like the apes were just basically in the 1950s instead of thrown way, way back. So if you're a Planet of the Apes fan, film history, Rod Serling, Twilight Zone, check this one out. Also want to mention that recently Flux has released 2 Star Trek versions of Flux. We've got Flux, Star Trek Flux, the original series. This is my copy, by the way. And we also have the Next Generation. This will also be open and available to play at Open Gaming tomorrow night between 5 and 8. And Alex has brought me Next Generation Flux because, hey, just in case you don't know who the Next Generation people are.
And we just got it for the first time.
Monty Python, Flux. If you've never played Flux, it is one of the easiest games to play in the world. It is also all kinds of fun. If I can play it, anyone can play it. Stop nodding your head, Amanda. Take those back. Star Trek Flux, my copy will be open and available to play tomorrow night between 5 and 8 p.m. for Open Gaming. Another great week at Alter Ego. We just restocked. Got a little hair in my throat there. Hairball. Restocked a bunch of posters. Well, restocked posters and got a bunch of new posters in, including a very cool Aquaman poster. And what else was cool? The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Deadpool 2. We got the Deadpool 2 movie poster in. So, yeah, come on out and see us. Alex, Amanda, and I are here to serve you in all of your pop culture needs. And hopefully we'll see you at Open Gaming tomorrow between 5 and 8. And just remember, we're open on 8 now. Open on 8. Open until 8 on Fridays now. So if you're coming downtown to grab a bite at the Met or at the Hollander or at the Meeting Place or even at Cupie, factor us into your Friday evening plans from here on out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.